Here we go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Good evening, everybody. How's everybody going tonight? This is Scott Lidstrom, and you're hanging on the Influence Tribe on another wonderful Friday. We get to hang out again. If you happen to be watching this right now, over on the influencetribe.com, it'll be up shortly. We want to welcome all of our viewers that's catching this also live on Facebook. Put your questions below. Give us a shout out in the comments. We'd also like to thank you and welcome all of our podcast listeners as well. So be sure, if you're getting value from these podcasts, head on over to iTunes, like, subscribe, and give us a 5-star review. So, like I always do, before we kick things off, I just got to know, Lisa, are you ready to become a massive influencer today?
I am. I'm excited.
All right. Awesome. Lisa is a new guest to our show. She was born in Linwood, California. She currently resides in Redding, California. She's married with 4 grown children and has 4 grandchildren. She started MLM back in 2015 and found MLSP in early 2016. Now, she's attained the prestigious accomplishments of being featured on the leaderboards and is currently L3. And just recently, she's been featured not only that, but as member of the month as well. And by hosting also the community webinar that happens all across the platforms where there's, I don't know, I guess you want to say there's probably about 100,000 people in the back that was right now that probably saw that. So that was a big deal. So with all these accomplishments, her primary methods for marketing and attracting leads is through Facebook challenge groups. So we're really looking forward to getting involved in that. So I'm really excited to get into today's episode. But before we do, I want to turn this over to Miguel, who's going to tell you who the Influence Tribe is and how you can be a part of this awesome community. Miguel, how are you doing today? And take it away, sir.
I am exceptional as always, Scott. Thank you so much for that introduction.
Sure.
Guys, I'm super duper pumped to have the amazing Lisa Reed on with us today. This is our second take. The first one was if you saw it, then you knew we needed to do a new one. The tech just would not cooperate that day, but shoot, we don't give up. We don't give in. We try again. We keep going forward. That's one of the lessons I tell my son all the time. You got to try again. Keep doing it until you get it. So here we are. We're back to get some amazing value from Lisa Reed, who is absolutely just crushing it in her business right now. I think, wow, just in the last few days, I think, what was it? Another 38 people came into your business in the last day or two, which is amazing. So absolutely excited. And guys, listen. We're the Influence Tribe. We're about influence. We're about creating influence in your world and in your business and with the people around you, because that's what this business is all about. It's about leadership. It's about becoming that go-to person, the trust person, the person that can help you out. So we're here to help you do that. And what better way to do it than to talk to people who are already doing it, who are on the rise, who are building big businesses and having lots of success. So with that being said, guys, if you're watching this on the influencetribe.com, make sure you click the big yellow button off to the side of the page that says, yes, I'm ready to get started. Yes, I'm ready to work with a wonderful leader to help me move forward. Definitely click that button, fill out the form, take the test drive, and we will, guys, we'll be getting back to you. Get back to the person that brought you. So with that, Lisa, please come out for those folks that aren't familiar with you and just share your story. Let people know who you are and how, the industry itself, how did that come into your life, and where My Lead System Pro fits with it?
Okay, well, I don't know. I just kind of fell into this industry, and I did. So I love to tell this to my new members, but I am the epitome of the example of why you should not tell people what your product is. Because I heard about this great product, and what did I do? I went to Google and I Googled it. Found it on Amazon and bought it 3 times before I realized it was a network marketing company. Which I then joined because I loved the product, and I did pretty well at first. I got all my family and friends involved and signed up everybody that I could, and then I had a health issue that came up, and I had to take some time off. And when I came back, I didn't have much left to work with, and I'd already gone through my warm market. So I turned to my best friend, Google, and and went in search of how to build my business online. So I found MLSP, thankfully, jumped on that 10-day trial, thought, well, I'm going to come in for 10 days and just learn everything I can and then leave. That was like February of 2016, and I'm still here. So I don't think I'm ever leaving. I don't know. I love this community. So yeah, that's basically my story.
Awesome. Very, very cool. So how are you bringing people to you right now? You've got some massive results happening. You were able to host the Wednesday webinar, which, congratulations, by the way. That is a feat in itself. Oh my gosh, that's a marketer's dream. Guys, in fact, I'll just put this out there for anybody who's watching, that we're actually having a huge discussion on ManyChat this week. There's always hundreds of people on these webinars. Lisa got to host the last one and talk about her strategy, which we're going to get into right now. Lisa, talk to us about this killer strategy you got going. How does this work?
Okay. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. No pressure. No. So it was the early part of this year. Well, actually, I don't know if I did this, I've said this the first time, but in December of 2016, I just kind of accidentally did a post in some Facebook groups, and I think it was 2 Facebook groups, and I got 1,500 comments. 1,500 comments. Yeah. So I thought, okay, well, that's just a fluke. Let me try that again. And I got 800. Let me try that one more time. So it was about this time I realized that I kind of think I figured this out, but I was trying to figure out how to get more people, how to help more people, how to like reach a large number of people at one time. So I decided to do these challenge groups, just a really quick 5-day challenge that's free, where you bring people in, you give them instant success, you teach them something super simple, right? So they have instant success. And then by working with you every day for 5 days, you build up a lot of rapport with them. You build up, you bring in brand new people who don't know you. And if by the end of it, they've got success, you're like their best friend. So, but it started out of, I just was trying to grow my audience. We were trying to expand who we were dealing with. And I got to tell you, though, the first challenge we did was wasn't exactly successful. We went way overboard, tried to recreate the wheel, and gave out way too much information. And instead of eliminating overwhelm, I think we caused more overwhelm. But we're getting better and better. So, yeah. What else do you want to know?
Awesome. I love that. I love the simplicity of what you're doing. Absolutely. Is there a lot of hands-on work with the people that come into your challenges? Like, can they like post in the group and really get some interaction going, or how do you work with them?
Yeah, so that 5-day challenge is really, really short and really sweet. And we found just over time that it's best if we go in live in the group every day to kind of give them a little bit of value, a tip or something. And then we always give them an action step, something to take and apply to their business. So yes, they can ask questions in the group. We're in the group, throughout the day. They can send us messages too. That happens. But it's really about giving them, just a little bit and then having them implement, right? We do so much learning and not implementing.
Yeah.
And that was the problem I had for a long time. I was learning a lot, but I wasn't doing anything with it. So this is really about taking action every day, doing something, and then, hopefully they're getting a positive result from it for their business.
Right. That's awesome. And execution is the part of the puzzle. It's the biggest part of the puzzle, is to get out there and execute it. So that's amazing that you're helping them do that. What are a couple of your top tips for forming these groups? Because that seems like, to me, when I look at the strategy, I'm like, okay, that sounds awesome. How would I get a bunch of people to come over and do this? And with that, like, was it a progression that you came into this larger group, or was it just like, boom, overnight I got this group?
Yeah, no, it was definitely progression. It's really, I was just talking to somebody this morning about it, and it's really kind of funny because even though it's free, it's like people don't want to do it. And they're like, what's the catch? Right? Like, what are you really going to do in there?
Right.
So it did. It took a while, and we did a lot of promotion. We still do, but I mean, in the beginning, we did a lot of promotion. I did a webinar every weekend. Every Sunday night, I did a training that led into that challenge. And we just kept promoting. And then finally, people have success, they have fun, they start inviting their friends, which is one of the things we did is we opened it up for, everyone could invite all the people we brought into our business, all the people that are in the challenges. So it just kind of snowballs after that.
Wow. That's awesome. I love that. It's so, but it did start out as very like just a few folks and then just to add a little more and add a little more and add a little more.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
definitely. Hmm.
What was your main strategy for bringing people into it, into the new one? Obviously, the folks that were winning, they're like, "Hey, you got to check this out. This lady is awesome." But how are you getting like cold new people?
Yeah, so I would say because we didn't have money for advertising, so we weren't doing that. Um, I'm going to tell you, I'm the queen of free Facebook marketing strategies. We actually had a lot of success in groups that you wouldn't think you'd have success in them, but we got really good at our posts out of
Ah,
creating posts that generate a lot of curiosity. So that was
awesome.
our main strategy.
What is the trick to that? What's the trick to making a crazy viral 1,500 like post?
Oh my gosh, if you'd have seen it, you'd go, "Well, I don't even know why that did it." It was like 2 lines. It really was. So I think well, for one thing, never post a link, right? Never tell them exactly what it is. So I think my original post was something like, I found this training. I watched this training that's helping me get 3 to 5 leads a week for my business. I'm happy to share. Drop a comment below if you want to know. It was something that simple. So we do something similar with this. We don't say, "Hey, we've got this 5-day challenge going on." We'll say something like, "Want to learn how you can use video to get 3 to 5 prospects a week? Comment
Hmm.
below." We don't tell them we're doing a video challenge. We just kind of pique their curiosity. And then we personally message every person that comments. So, and I think that's key. That interaction is.
Does that interaction lead to a conversation about what they're doing and how they're doing it? Where does that conversation go?
Yeah, so it does. It does lead to, we delve into a little bit of what they're doing. And sometimes that conversation leads right to a 10-day trial in MLSP. I
Mm.
mean, if they're ready to go, they're ready to go. So that's why I think it's so important to have that initial contact with them, kind of figure out where they're at, what they're looking for. A lot of people, especially if we're doing a video challenge, it's people that haven't done video before, so they're nervous. They're apprehensive. And so the thought of being able to do that in a nice controlled environment is very enticing for them.
I can imagine. I can definitely see that for sure. I know video was a big challenge for me at the beginning. As a matter of fact, I'd come across I had a Facebook memory pop up was one of my old videos. I rewatched it and I was like, oh man. Like, if
I, I know.
I look at it then and compared to the content I'm producing now, and it's like night and day. So
Yeah, I love to share one of my first videos in the video challenge when I'm doing it because it's a lot of yeah.
and then and
And, yeah.
well, I've hit the end of my list. I'm ready. The
It's
video's
pretty
over
bad.
now.
Yeah. Oh,
I,
I remember even trying to like hold a piece of paper behind my phone so I could
yep,
see what I was doing.
I did that. I would
Yeah.
I would I would tape the I would tape the notes to the front of the camera and then just read down the list as I was talking.
Yeah.
That top tip for anybody who's new at video. um
Oh my gosh, yes.
yes, very, 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 very cool. So I'm just curious, you've obviously worked with a ton of people getting started. Have you noticed any trends or maybe specific tips that somebody could take away today and start applying?
Um, well, I think that one of the reasons we've been so successful with this is that all those months we were gearing up for it. We didn't know this at the time, but we talked to a lot of people, right? Because we were having a lot of conversations. We weren't really going anywhere with them, but we were talking to people. And so it took us months to figure out who our target market was. But once we figured out who that was, we could gear our posts and our video, whatever we were using for promotion, we could gear our promotion to hit pain points that we knew were their pain points, so we could get them to react. And then we knew what they wanted. When we created our challenges, we knew what they were looking for, what they would consider a win. And so we just made sure that we provided that for them every time.
Awesome. You mentioned your target marketing there. Talk to us a little bit more about that. How do you help someone figure it out? Because obviously they need to go out and talk to a few thousand people.
Yeah.
We'll cut down the hill to climb here.
Well, and I think it's one of those things that's you're just constantly honing in on your target market. I think you get better and better at it. But I usually just tell people your target market is probably a lot like you. Because something attracted you to this business. So whatever that was would probably attract someone else. And whatever your pains or struggles were, that's probably someone else's pains or struggles. So I think that's a good place to start. And then as you talk to people, you'll find out more. But one of the things one of the areas I think that we miss on, and I have a business partner, I use her. She's has 4 kids at home. I'm an empty nester. All our kids are graduated from college. So even if you're in, say, health and wellness, and you have a health and wellness product, if you are going to try to market that to her, a mom with 3 boys at home, her pains and struggles and wants and desires are going to be different than mine. She's going to need more energy to deal with her kids. And, maybe she's had 3 kids and she's still trying to get her body back to what it was before kids. I'm an empty nester. So I don't have kids at home. So it's important to know who you're talking to, is my point. And it doesn't mean that you can't market to both, but when you're creating that piece of content that you're going to use for your marketing, just know who you're speaking to so that you can address the right pain points for the right person and use the right vocabulary. The vocabulary I use in my day-to-day life is different than the vocabulary a mom of 3 boys is going to use. So I think those are that's what we've gotten really good at. And I think that's made a huge difference in who we bring in.
Just identifying that person and what their problems and pain is.
Yes.
That's
and you don't
awesome.
have to address them all. You don't have to address all the pains, right? Just pick like 2.
Very, very cool. This question, I've had this on my mind ever since I've heard about the success that you've been having. Because not all marketers are on Facebook, obviously, but
Right.
does the platform matter? Like, does it matter where you try to do this at? Like, could I go over to Instagram and pull this off, or could you go over to Twitter and make this happen?
Yeah. Yes, I believe you can. And I'm not on those other platforms. I was when I first started. But what I can tell you is, like, I have 2 people members that I brought in. They're actually going to start an Instagram challenge on Monday. And I'm really excited for them to do it because I think that it's going to do really well. But I think that even your people, for the majority of the people that are on Instagram and the majority of the people that are on Twitter are probably also on Facebook, because Facebook's so large. I mean, I think you run into some people that aren't, but I still think the majority of people are. So you could still address the challenges of growing a business on Instagram or using Twitter for your business and host the challenge on Facebook. You could even market to people on Facebook. Say, if you've got a Twitter account, you're trying to figure out how to grow that audience, I'm going to do this 5-day challenge and show you, because there are plenty of people on Facebook that are using other platforms besides Facebook.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a key tip for pretty much any marketer, really. If you're at the beginning, if you don't have results, you need to focus on one thing, and that's just the truth.
Yeah. I didn't do that.
Me neither. At the beginning, nope. I was all over the place. I was blogging. I was on Instagram. I was on Facebook. I was throwing rocks in the pond, basically.
Yeah. I wish I'd be so further along if I'd have been focused.
Yeah, I understand. It's a curve, it's a growth curve. It's absolutely a growth curve. On that topic, how well, actually, I'm really just curious how the heck the Wednesday webinar was. How was that for you as an experience? 'Cause
Oh,
that's a
that
marketer's dream right there. There's
I still get chills.
multi-hundred, sometimes thousands of people on those webinars.
Yeah, I had somebody text me while I was on it say, "There's over 3,000 people on the Facebook Live." Like, oh God. So, a year ago at Live the Dream, I set a goal for myself. I set 3. I wanted to be L3. I wanted to host the Wednesday night webinar, and I wanted to be the member of the month. And I hit 2 of those before Live the Dream. I didn't hit L3 till I got back home, but yeah, that was something I wanted to do, and it was amazing. And I'm hoping it's not the last one, Brian.
It's not going to be. I promise you. He's. I hear him talk now, and he's as fired up about what you're doing as you are. You can just hear it when he's talking these
Yeah,
days.
it was very exciting. I was really happy to be able to share it with the community too. So that was nice.
It was very, very cool.
Thanks.
How do you keep all those people in line?
In the challenge group?
In your challenge groups, because obviously, you get people saying yes to stuff all the time. They're like, yes, I would like to see your PDF. Yes, I would like to see your training. Yes, I would like to know more. Like, probably not. Like, what's the story behind that?
Yeah, so let's see, we probably bring in around 200 people, 200 to 300 people for every free challenge we do. But I got to tell you, we laugh every time we do it. We won't get more than, 300 people do not participate. 200 people, not even 100 people actually participate in it. So, and then every other free challenge that we do, we still have the same number of people that come in, but we get like 1 person that does it. So, and then for the first time, so we've been doing this for about 6 months now. For the first time, the last free challenge I did, I had to kick somebody out because all they kept doing was promoting their business throughout the thing. But
Yeah.
that's the first time I've ever had that happen. So, we're not there to, we're not your parents. We're not even really your accountability.
Mm-mm.
We're just, we want to help you. If I want to work with people that want to work with me, I want to help people that want to be helped. If you want the help, we're there. If not, what can you do?
Want it for them.
Yeah.
Not at all. That's awesome. Very, very cool. You said we a few times. Who are we talking about here? Because I feel like there's more to this crew.
There is. So my business partner, Jen Sullivan, we met on the plane ride to Live the Dream last year. I'd never met before. So she lives in Phoenix. I'm in Northern California. We met on the plane. We spent the entire Live the Dream together. And then, just kind of talked to each other until we decided to join forces and do this. So we've been doing this together now for 6 months. So.
That is awesome. That sounds like an eerily familiar story.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it, Miguel?
It really does. If what I'm talking about, folks, is Scott and I kind of met in a similar way. We met at the Live Dream. We actually shared a room with 4 other people. So there was 6 people in a room, and we just happened to be roommates, never met before, but hey, we're going to share this room this weekend. And we kind of just hit it off from there, and it took off from somebody that we met in an event, and now the podcast is thriving. We're continually adding and growing. So yeah, totally get it. Awesome.
So was that at the Live the Dream before?
6, I believe.
6? Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it took us a while to figure out what the heck we were going to do, because we were just like, if you guys go find our YouTube channel, if you want to know what I'm talking about, like, go to our YouTube channel, The Influence Tribe on YouTube, and you can totally see some of our old, very beginning videos when we weren't really sure, where we're kind of like, we're doing something, but we don't know what just yet. And it was a journey. We had to evolve into what we are today, which is the Influence Tribe, which is amazing. So yeah, as it were.
And it is a journey, and I think it's really important. I mean, that's a really good point. You have to evolve, right? You need to be flexible, because it's for us, every time we do it, it's a little bit different. Hopefully we're making it a little bit better every time, like I'm sure you guys are doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, yeah. We're constantly looking for new and better ways to do things. This is the first year we're integrating Facebook. We're integrating a bunch of other platforms, and just the podcast itself has just been growing massively. I think we actually got onto the. I looked on Podbean today, and it was listed on the podcast you might be interested in. So I was like, "That's cool."
Yeah,
So
that is
yeah,
awesome.
absolutely, it's rolling.
Good.
I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Scott at this point. I know that he's got some good questions he wants to ask you.
Okay.
They're mostly not hard, I don't think.
Okay. All right. Good.
All right, Lisa. In the beginning, we all struggle. What is something you had to overcome early on in your business to succeed?
I think that the biggest struggle for me was myself. I think believing in myself, having enough belief in myself that I could do this. I think that was, and I'm just realizing that now.
Right on. Give us your proudest
Scott,
moment.
hold on. Sorry. I'm sorry. I found that interesting. Lisa, how are you building that belief? How did you do it? How did you make that come about? That's a huge what you just said there is key for a lot of people. I think that's a really valid point that is maybe sometimes overlooked.
Yeah. I think I just took a leap of faith. I mean, there wasn't like anything where I said, okay, I got this until like just recently. It was just keep going, just keep going, just keep going. Just keep doing this, keep doing it. But yeah, I don't know. I think, I don't know when it happened. But I think I just had to keep going. I just knew I had to keep going. There was a voice inside me that said, you just got to keep going. So I did, thankfully.
You're gonna get there. Awesome. Yeah. Very cool. Go ahead, Scott. Sorry, buddy.
Hey, no problem, man. Lisa, what would be your proudest moment so far in your business?
Oh, that would be right now.
Okay.
I'm pretty happy. I mean, I don't hope this isn't my proudest moment ever.
No.
I hope it's just the beginning. But this was the things that have happened in the last few weeks. Even being invited here on your podcast, by the way. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're welcome.
This has been great. I'm doing a training tomorrow night for someone in another affiliate marketing program. I'm pretty excited about that. So right now.
Awesome. Okay. Give us 2 of your favorite quotes that you got.
Oh, I forgot to get this right. Okay. So, so my quotes, and I'm not even sure that they're quotes, but I'm a fitness instructor. Actually, I've been a fitness instructor for a long time. So inspiring people has always been just part of who I am. So I loved the saying that says, I want to inspire people. I want someone to look at me and say, because of you, I didn't quit. And every time I say that, I start to cry. But that's really important to me. And then the other thing, it's kind of just been my tagline for a long time, is to empower, encourage, and embrace, because I really believe in empowering people, giving them the tools to be successful, not doing it for them, but giving them the training and the tools, and encouraging and embracing who we are and what our strengths are.
Right on. Okay. Give us a habit that's helped you become successful in your business.
A habit. I think probably the biggest habit I have is showing up every day. Somebody told me that early on, that you need to show up every day, no matter what. And so I strive to show up every day, good or bad, hair done or not done, makeup or no makeup.
Right.
Show up every day, because people start to look for you. They need you to be there for them. So, and they'll count on that. So you gotta do it. You gotta be there for them.
Especially if you're in a challenge, you have to show up.
You have to show up. Yeah, you do.
Leaders are readers, so they say. So give us 1 or 2 of the books that you'd recommend that you've read in the last 6 months.
Okay. I'm going to give you some that I didn't read in the last 6 months. Is that okay? Because I think
Perfect.
everyone, no matter who you are, what you do, I think should read The Slight Edge. It's just a good book for life. I'm currently reading You're Badass, which I think is a great book.
Right on.
I'm not through it yet, but yeah. So there's my two.
Okay. All right. Give us one of the best pieces of advice that you've ever received as related to your business.
Oh, the best piece of advice. Video, I think. I think video. Somebody said you needed to do video. It was hard. It was hard to do it, but I think
How did you overcome it?
oh, I just did it. It took me, I remember just my first few videos were, took me forever. They were pre-recorded. It was before Facebook Live. And it took me forever, right? It was do it, delete, do it, delete, do it. Until and they were terrible. They're still out there. You can look them up.
Okay. We'll do that later.
But I just think that video is the best way for a person to get to know you, to build that rapport. You're going to build rapport faster, and you're going to grow your business much faster if you do video.
Okay. Let's see. Share with us a moment in your business that you were struggling, and then you had that aha moment. The light bulb went off and everything started clicking for you. What was that moment?
Well, up until just, I don't know, about a month or so ago, I was struggling in my business. So I think I'm having my aha moment now.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that we're able to actually capture that.
Yeah, I guess it's just that knowing that that everything you were doing all along kind of all comes together. Like while you're doing it, I know I was supposed to do it, and I just kept doing it and just kept doing it and just kept doing it. But you're thinking, is this really going to have an effect? Is this really going to matter? And yeah, I think this is it. It's going to matter. It all comes together.
Right on. Well, before I go ahead and close out this meeting for today and put a bow on it, I just want to turn over to Miguel real quick. Miguel, do you have any final thoughts or questions you want to ask Lisa before we ask the last question?
Ooh, that sounds like such an evil laugh.
Oh, no, not yet. Just kidding. No. I'm very playful, actually. I'm very, very playful. I'm one of those blue and yellow people who likes to have fun and is real serious about it. So.
Real serious about having fun?
Oh, yeah, because that's how you do it, right?
Well, I think if you're going to do it, you should be serious about it. So, yeah.
That's right. Like, look, I'm here to party, okay? No, Lisa, thank you so much for being with us today. We absolutely appreciate you. We're so very grateful for you to be able to spend your time with us here. We realize how valuable your time is, and we appreciate it. So thank you very much for doing that. I do have one more question. And I didn't get to ask this question, and I remembered it after my little segment there. What do you consider your number one skill? Of all the things you can do, what do you consider is your number one skill?
Oh my gosh, my number one skill. I think I'm realizing right now that. See, 2 days ago, I would have said something different. And after talking to people for these last couple of days, I think I'm getting really good at pointing something out to people. I think right now, as far as my business goes, my number one skill is I am pretty darn good at creating either social media posts or video posts that get a lot of engagement. Kind of figured out how to do that. So
very, very cool. And we've already talked about it. So, I mean, I won't ask for any more detail on that because if you missed it, I mean, this skill that she just mentioned, we just talked about. So rewind it, rewatch it, you'll catch it. I promise. Anyway, thank you for that. I appreciate it. Guys, if you're watching this on the influencetribe.com, make sure you click the big yellow button off to the side of the page. Get back to the person that brung you And you know what? Get started. Start rocking with a rocking community. Start rocking with a real leader who's going to take you there. That's all I got to say. Scott, go ahead, buddy. I know he's got one more question as well.
Oh, okay.
Lisa, this is the $1 million question. You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. So you've lost all your income, but you have all the knowledge that you currently possess. If you had to start all over again in your business, what would you do to start getting immediate results?
I'd have to say I'd do video. I just really, really believe that video, right now, video is the hottest strategy to build a business, to build rapport, to build that know, like, and trust factor.
Is there a specific platform with video that you recommend or that is a must?
Well, I think Facebook is with 2 billion, 2 billion monthly active users. And I think I just looked, there's 1.2 billion messages, active messenger users a month. It's like, it would have to be Facebook.
Right on. Well, Lisa, thank you for coming out today. You're definitely a massive influencer and we appreciate your time. So
Thank you. I thank you so much for inviting me and having me.
awesome. Folks, you are the product of the 5 closest people that you hang around with. And today you've been hanging out with Lisa Reed. Lisa, have an awesome day. God bless you, everybody, and have a great day.